Yeah,
Subscribe
because
to that
So
philosophy that the men are the leaders as well. So we're supposed to protect the weakest amongst us, right? Is that yes or no?
Yeah.
So how can we not protect babies?
yeah, but that's the thing. There's good and evil. Like evil men still exist. So at the end of the day, as a woman, you cannot be saying it's my body, it's my choice before you allow somebody inside of your body. Because before I allow a man in between my legs, that's my choice.
Mm.
That's when it's my body. So if I know I can't afford a baby, then maybe I need to just close my legs. If I know that I can't afford a baby, maybe I need to watch my period track, or maybe I need to get an IUD. There's many contraceptives for me as a female. I can watch my ovulation process, and I can make sure that I'm stable enough, mentally stable, financially stable enough that if this is to happen because I'm having sex, because the only way to prevent pregnancy is to not have sex at all. So that's what you should do. You come out the womb not having sex. You were not having sex when you're first born. That's something you start participating in. But participating in when you're a responsible adult and you can handle the consequences of having sex. And if you can't, then you don't need to be having sex. And then how about you choose a man that would stick around? Don't have men with I would say this to all women, and I tell women this all the time. If a man did not marry you, he do not want a baby with you. That is it. The only way you know he wants a baby with you is if you have his last name. That's the only way you know. 100% he don't want no baby with you. No, no. If you wanted a baby with me, you'd have married me. I don't believe you. So if he said I want a baby, I want you to have my baby, you lying. Because you would have married me. That's how it works.
so
They don't want no babies. They want to play. They want to have raw sex. And then they want to leave you to raise your child alone, and you're gonna sit there and struggle. Cause that child support ain't gonna help you when you gotta wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning because your baby got a fever. Now you sitting in the emergency room, you gotta call off. Now you late on your rent because you missed work. Your job, your boss tired of you calling. All of these situations that single mothers go through on a consistent basis, having to deal with these children alone. Like, we have to be the ones that are proactive about it because the whole entire community is being based off us raising kids by ourselves, and our communities is in shambles because of it. So we can no longer just give it up to the man. I understand that men are leaders, and the right men, the men who have a strong mind, are not dropping their seed anywhere. Newsflash, there is no man of no good work just putting his seed in random women. No good man of no good work does that. But there are a bunch of trash niggas doing it. So if he's trash and you're letting him deposit something inside of you, what are you? A garbage disposal?
Ooh.
We gotta do better. We gotta do better because they're gonna dip, they're gonna leave. They're gonna move around, and then we're gonna be stuck carrying this by ourselves. So no, it's no longer they're not the leader of my body. Because when they say they want to keep the baby, they say, no, I want to be a father, and you ain't ready to be a mother. What can they tell you then? You ain't a leader. Shit. I'm in charge of my body, and nobody is depositing a baby inside of my body. I am a woman. Okay, I've had premarital sex. I have never been pregnant. I know how to be proactive about this. So if I know I can do it, I know all women are capable. There is nothing special about me. Keep your legs closed. If you are not my husband, why would I have a child for you? That's ridiculous. What kind of mother am I if I'm not deciding what type of parents I'm gonna give my child? When I know that children need good parents to grow up as functional citizens and adults, and there's gonna be ups and downs and stuff that come with that. But why wouldn't I want to give my child a good parent, two good parents at that? That's the first decision you need to be making. What kind of parents I want to give my child? What kind of mother do I need to be to my child? And what kind of father is my child going to need to be raised in this crazy society that we in? We gotta do better. I think that a lot of times the men, it may not be them needing to correct the women because it's so easy for us to dismiss them because they don't understand. So it's gonna be the women that's gonna have to talk to us because guess what? They're crippling us. They're crippling us when they don't hold us accountable. When society doesn't hold us accountable, they're crippling us. Our children are suffering. We are suffering. We are dying. We are getting sick. It's happening to us. We're victimizing ourselves. And then they want us to blame the men. It's not their fault. They don't even have the power of the autonomy over our bodies. We do. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that like they have. No, there ain't no man on this panel who's gonna tell you a woman they never told him no. Yeah, some woman told them no, and they had to take that L and move on. So if you say no, that's your power right there. No, you can't come over here. You can't be in my legs. No.
And to add to that, if you close your legs, right? If men say they don't want to get married anymore, and you end up closing your legs and you don't have a baby by him, then you ain't need an abortion. You didn't have a kid anyway. So everybody got to do their part and just cut it all out.
Really quickly, I hear what the young ladies are saying, but I also noticed that there has really been no accountability as far as the male side of this. Again, it takes two people, and the first part of pregnancy is the release of the seed. So we can sit here and say opening legs, but what about the release of the seed? And I think that we spend so much time telling women how to protect themselves from men, from pregnancy, from assault, from this, from that. Don't wear that because you might get assaulted, instead of training our little boys to say, hey, don't assault people. Don't do that because you might be preyed on, instead of saying, hey, don't be a predator. So I just feel like we're always starting with the women and we're never, ever, ever talking to the men. Everything is a one-sided conversation. Close your legs. Hey, keep your dick in your pants. There's two sides to this conversation, and it's getting lost because we're so busy browbeating women all the time and blaming women for everything, when there are two sides to this coin. A woman cannot get herself pregnant. And you're telling me that men want to be leaders except for when it really matters. So we're saying that, okay, you're the leader, I'm going to submit, except for this time. I'm going to have to take the lead. I'm going to have to be the proactive one. I'm going to be the one to make the decision. And then all the rest of the time, okay, now you're the leader.
So
If you're the leader, then be the leader. Step up and take the initiative. And like I said, if you're going to ask her not to get an abortion, I'm going to ask all the men to stop telling women when they say, I don't want to have premarital sex. I'm an adult. I have needs. I have urges, because a lot of women, they're very kind of meek by nature, especially when they're young. And it's really hard for them to say, no, 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 when every man that they're running across is making them feel like they're ridiculous for demanding. But
DJ,
I didn't talk over anybody else. I'm just saying.
well, I mean, you
So
asked
I'm
questions. I
not
want to
talk.
try and
I
Hold
didn't.
on,
respond.
Okay,
y'all. Let's make
go
sure we.
ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing, sir. Do your thing.
She was responding to the women, so I think that we should be able to respond to her. The funny thing is that when we say my body, my choice, we are choosing to be the leader. In this scenario, this is the one time where we're leading. This word, it doesn't make sense. If you're the one time we're leading, we don't want any kind of responsibility. That doesn't make any sense. We don't want the consequences. We don't want the responsibility. I'm not a one that's going to load things up on women. But at this part, if you keep saying my body, my choice, and the law's on your side, and the law's telling you can make this decision, you can't just say, oh, but what about the man now? You see what I'm saying? At some point, well, I believe what Sherelle is saying is because she's saying we've been going down this path for so long. It's not working. At some point, we got to make a change. Even if we don't like it, even if we look like the bad guy, we got to say, you know what? If we're supposed to be the leaders of the Black community like they put on us, then let's lead in this area and fix it. We're not going to fix stuff if we keep blaming everybody else. That's not being a leader. And a good mom would do both and say, hey, you just instead of just talking to the daughter, they'll tell the boys, hey, you don't want to prey on women. You don't want to do this to women. You talk to your son and your daughter. You raise them both right. But you get to do that when you have a mom and a dad in the home, because you're going to miss some things as a mother. So if you have a dad in the house, he's going to get the missing part that you don't have. We're just trying to prevent single motherhood from completely destroying us into eternity. That's all we're trying to do. So I don't think it's anything wrong with stepping up and taking responsibility and say, you know what, ladies, we've been messing up. They've been getting over on us in this area. Let's fix it. There's nothing wrong with that.
And I would say the genuine thing is that I believe that no man can have sex with a woman without her allowing him to. I believe that men can only do what women allow. Yeah, men are the leaders, and we do submit to them, but we use our own autonomy to submit to their leadership because they've proven to us that we can trust their leadership, and they're usually more logical than us because that's the form of the brain that they stay in. So within society, because of how society is set, we submit ourselves unto their leadership. But before we do that, we still make a choice and a decision. So until majority of children are born out of rape or I'm never going to use that as an excuse, because the majority of women are not being, and the majority of these children are not being born from, and the majority of these deletions are not being had because of assault or deletions. It's because we're sexually irresponsible. We're irresponsible with our reproductive system. And if we're grown ass people, we need to be responsible about our bodies and the children that we are bringing into the world. And then the excuse is always, oh, well then what y'all gonna do for the kids? You was the one out there f***ing. You want everybody to take care of your shit. This is your mess. Clean it up. The same way women don't want to put out their good plates and their good silverware. They give paper plates when people come to their house because don't nobody want to f*** up my good shit. Why you don't feel like that about your womb? That's your good shit. And guess what? Yeah, bad people want good shit. Bad men want good shit. Why are you allowing anybody access to your good shit? No. You can't touch my good shit. You ain't even my husband. You want my good shit. No. You want me to lay down and put my life in jeopardy to bring a whole life into this world, and you ain't even gonna commit to me? What? No. Why are we allowing men to slide with that shit?
Mary, before you carry.